Aaron Samuel Henrik appeared via video link today. He was expected to be sentenced over a tragic crash which happened in October
is accused of the stabbing murder of Landon Dellencourt on Friday night at Avoca. The young father was taken to Bundaberg Base Hospital, where he died a short time later. Mr Turnbull was arrested yesterday at a law firm on Barolan Street.
Over the last couple of days, we have received information from the public that has assisted us.
He was charged with one count of murder, one of grievous bodily harm, and another of acts intended to maim, disfigure or disable. Today, his case was heard at Bundaberg Magistrates Court. A large number of police officers were seen around the building because of security fears. Despite the boosted safety measures, Mr Turnbull did not appear in court. Instead, his lawyer appeared on his behalf. No application for bail was made.
Police prosecutors asked to adjourn the case as forensic evidence is analysed.
The accused was remanded in custody and is due back in court on the 18th of February. Elana McIntyre, Win News.
When the news is breaking, Sunrise will bring it to you.
We have team coverage from the hardest hit areas.
It's not looking good for these homes behind me.
Widespread destruction.
As you can see the Cataract Gorge, it's just roaring with the tide coming through here.
We put together some tips to keep you safe.
Today, after being arrested at a Ravenswood property last night, police claim to be searching for another alleged offender and say that they are yet to recover several firearms. The two men today pleading not guilty to the charges. Both were refused bail and will face the Supreme Court on July 18.
It may be the summer holidays, but the kids in Bundaberg are getting in touch with their cooler side.
I like the cold more.
For those dreaming of a white Christmas, Frozen Wonderland in North Bundaberg is a winter oasis. People of all ages lacing up skates, carving the ice.
It's been very fun because I can make love hearts on the ice.
Adrenaline junkies hit the slopes, enjoying frosty fun on the toboggans.
Frozen Wonderland is open for 4 90-minute sessions every single day up until the 23rd of December. But with water storage levels at an all-time low, locals are hoping for a different weather event: rain.
Mother Nature unleashes her fury across southeast Queensland. The powerful storm cell moved up the state before barrelling down on the Wide Bay district. The severe storm brought huge hailstones, dangerous winds and heavy rainfall to the Isis region last night. This family is lucky to be alive after the roof of their Delanal home was ripped off. Childers was one of the worst hit areas, with roofs torn off and trees knocked down. The cell then barreled towards Farnsfield, damaging more properties.
It was just a pattern that come through here and stripped everything, actually. Yeah, it was incredible.
Farmers say more than 150 millimetres of rain fell in less than half an hour. Many didn't see it coming.
I got home and got onto the shelter in the garage there, and it just sounded like gunshots going off, like the ears were ringing.
One farmer woke up to find this shed ripped to pieces. The wind strong enough to spit shreds of the structure more than 200 metres across the paddock.
Locals say they didn't expect to wake up and find this amount of damage. This irrigator behind me is said to be worth around $200,000. The robber demanded cash from both of the workers before striking the male employee in the back of the head with the bat.
The thief ran off with hundreds of dollars. The employee suffered minor injuries.
Not only offering items, but emotional support.
A lot of stories that are coming in. The ladies that have lost their animals, their chickens, they couldn't get into them for 2 days, and it's just so sad. And the people that have lived near the river and they've seen the cows and that go down, and the noises that they've made, the distress of them all, it's heartbreaking.
I still think they're in shock. Like, they know that they've lost a lot of stuff, but I don't think they realise what they've probably lost until, like, as Julia said, they go into the home. Then they're going to see what they've lost, and I think that's where it's really going to hurt them more too, once they actually see it, because some of the families can't get into the homes. And finding rentals and somewhere to live, they're stressing about that.
Volunteers also offering space to store items for those still without accommodation.
Over the weekend, another 3 truckloads of items have poured in. But donations aren't going fast enough, and Julie says pride may be to blame.
Maybe their pride's in the way. I'm sure there's a lot of people that would get up and help everybody else. Well, they need to sit down and be helped. That's, we all have that. Nobody wants to cry out and say, look, I need a hand, but sometimes they need to.
Those in need can find help on the Facebook site. Items that aren't collected will be sold at a garage sale in a few weeks, the proceeds going to flood relief. Elana McIntyre.
This week's rescue
Southern
pet
Cross
is Jack.
News.
Jack is a 3.5-year-old Jack Russell.
47-year-old Gympie man was transported here to Bundaberg Hospital after suffering severe injuries to his lower body. Colleagues found the man trapped inside a tree harvester at Duncan Wheeler around 7 this morning. Win News understands the worker had turned off the machine and had climbed on top of the tree harvester to do some maintenance. That's when the machine unexpectedly clamped onto him, fracturing his left leg and pelvis. Paramedics were called and worked to stabilise him before he was taken by Care Flight rescue crews.
When we landed the helicopter on scene, he'd already been extricated from the machine, and there were a number of Queensland Ambulance Service paramedics had been able to administer him with pain relief prior to our arrival.
The man is now being treated for those serious injuries as authorities investigate what caused this terrifying accident. But now an unusual kind of therapy is offering breakthrough treatment for mental health.
They read people better and they know people better than people know themselves.
Phoenix House in Bundaberg has been investigating the benefits of equine therapy on those suffering depression as well as victims of sexual abuse and domestic violence. Therapist Elana Botros says the results have been staggering.
They actually prove to be better than individual counselling.
Trust issues, rejection and anger often surface when people are confronted by the powerful animals.
We have special ground-based activities that are aimed on, a number of things, issues that might be at hand, like boundaries, trust.
She says the horses understand subtle clues in body language, which are often only subconsciously detected by humans.
The horse will either walk away from you or it will push you all around.
Around 90 to 150 people are treated at this farm each year. Despite the research, the program remains unfunded. Local organisation ACTOV have stepped in to help. On Saturday night, the ACTOV will be hosting an event to raise money for this program. Artwork will be auctioned off from 5:30 at the Paragon Theatre in Childers.
It is a different way of trying to raise some money for a good cause. In this case, it's Phoenix House.
All the money from the Night of 1,000 Drawings will go towards equine therapy. Elana McIntyre, Win News.